Greetings, Dungeon Heroes. Today I've prepared an important guide that will help each of you level up and unlock your full potential in our beloved game. In this episode, we'll cover in detail how to increase the weekly number of incoming maps, how to properly level up other servers, and what floods are. You may have encountered this hidden boss in Siege mode before and know how valuable he is. For breaching the entire map, you receive a multitude of useful resources as well as additional siege points. You can also sell the boss for void shards. And as you know, they're essential for collecting bonus heroes. If you're already actively collecting summons on your server, you know you can get a limited number of them per week from 0 to 6. But the main question is, how do you increase this limit? In this video, I'll tell you how to start catching 20 to 30 calls weekly. So grab some treats, get comfortable, and get ready for a flood of useful information. And so you immediately have a question. Is it possible to catch more than 6 Drudders per week? I'll answer directly, no. But that's where the trick lies. You can start hunting on other servers, and as you know, there are already 18 of them. And then a new question arises. Why do I need maps on other servers? The answer is simple. You can sell them there, transfer empty maps to your server, or even run an inter-server map exchange. Let's start with how the mechanics of inter-server card exchange work. Imagine, you play on the first server, create a profile on another, say, the second, and level it up in fishing. Then it's simple. Find a player from the second server who has also developed an account on yours and agree on a trade. You give them the cards on their server and they give you the cards on yours. Thanks to this symbiosis, maps you've caught on another server can easily be transferred to your own. Let's take a short break now and I'll tell you about 2 types of trades between players. It's important that you understand all the intricacies of the process. The first option is an all-for-all trade. A practical way, you give up all the cards you've caught, and in return you receive all the cards your partner has caught. Yes, sometimes someone catches more, someone less, but over the long run, the number of cards always averages out. The second option is a one-for-one exchange. It's simple. You catch a card, they catch a card, and you trade. 1 for 1. This method is good if you have mistrust, or if you feel more secure this way. If the first option doesn't work for you, then the second is a reliable alternative. Now the main question is how to boost another server, and what methods exist for this. I've identified 4 options for boosting a server in Map Hunt. But before we get to that, we need to sort out some server preparation. First, you create a profile and level up Ina. Second, you need to reach level 1500. Third, upgrade the arena to 250,000 influence. Why do this? It's simple. This will unlock the ability to send items to other players and give you access to the bulletin board. Without this preparation, further steps will be impossible. Once you've prepared your server, you can think about upgrading it. The first option I will name is pumping through 4K elites. The idea is simple. Farm forges from time to time, and during Ina Siege, defeat large siege bosses and collect all the 4K elites. A great solution would be to join a farm clan, where all siege and event tiers are met. There you can earn additional ranks, which will significantly speed up the process of reaching the required 60,000 ranks. And in 29 weeks, you will be able to catch Drudders. But don't forget, you need to log in every day and defeat at least 1 to 3 bosses to have time to level up your heroes before reaching the ranks. Once all the conditions are met, all that's left is to equip the elites to 4 stars. Everything here depends on the agreement. Players rarely help for free, but trades are possible. For example, you give them a map and they help with equipment. Yes, the process is long and time-consuming, but it has an important advantage. It requires no resources. only your patience and commitment. The second method is to pay 230 elites for the voids. This method requires resources, but it's much faster. On servers, the price for one 230 elite is usually equal to one void, and in the wholesale version, you can fill all 230 at once, 6 or 7 voids. Why is this convenient? You don't have to spend hours fighting a siege, you just need to come to the bay once a week. In total, over 8 weeks of flooding, there are about 31,000 ranks. But that's not enough to start hunting, so you need to gain more ranks. For this, you can use the top-up service. You'll be given 69 million siege points, and for this level you'll receive a large number of ranks. As a result, you'll have to top up for 8 to 9 weeks. The payment rate is 1 empty space for 3 weeks. So, starting from scratch, according to calculations, it's about 10 to 11 voids in 18 to 19 weeks. Yes, this option is expensive, but compared to the first method, it's significantly faster and allows for faster pumping. Let's take a break and look at the flooding process itself in more detail. A flood is when a player, called a flooder, links siege calls to you and you scratch them, thus gaining siege points. There are two main ways to upload. The first is through maps. They link you to the entire branch and you can easily scratch everything with your ENA at X1. The second method is to use Dread Monoliths. These are the ones you'll be most likely to encounter and they require a special deck to defeat. There's a separate video guide on the channel about how to defeat Dread Monoliths. The link will be in the description. The third method is to upload 230 elites via mutual upload. What does this mean? You find a player whose server isn't leveled up on yours, and you find a player whose server isn't leveled up on theirs, and you mutually upload each other. Why is this method optimal? It's simple. You don't have to pay in void. You only need the cards on your server. Moreover, you can agree in advance to set up an exchange after the upload. And this immediately solves the problem of finding a reliable exchanger. But there's a catch. You might not yet know how to mine cards. In that case, you can find a player on your server who offers such services, send them a mutual player, and pay for their mine. This way, you'll level them up, but only spend cards. The price for a fill is 230 elite for 2 cards. The rate may vary on new servers. This method requires time and a partner, but it's the most cost-effective and convenient. The fourth method is extreme. It doesn't require any resources and allows you to get into heat in just 1 or 2 weeks. But I'll leave all the details behind the scenes. If you're interested in learning more about this method, be sure to let me know in the comments. And I'll make a separate video where I'll explain all the intricacies of it in detail. I'll also share 3 Discord servers with you, which will help you find a place to exchange or a future exchange. The first is the game's official Discord server. The second is, of course, my Discord server. And the third is an inter-server market. All links will be in the description. Be sure to check the announcement guidelines for these Discord servers before posting. So, let's recap. We've covered the main methods for leveling up servers for map hunting. Each method has its pros and cons, and the choice depends on your playstyle, resources, and level of trust in other players. The key is to understand the mechanics and use them wisely to ensure maximum effectiveness. Thanks for watching. More helpful videos are coming soon. Subscribe to stay up to date. See you in the next videos.